How can somebody come out and say, the man of God has slept with me? And you are crying and you're telling the truth. And you hear someone coming out to defend that man of God, and he says, listen to the defense. Someone will come out, you having said that I've just been raped, somebody has slept with me, and you are crying and you need help. Someone comes out and he says, no, you're lying. Because the man of God, we have seen him giving the poor rice. He takes care of the poor. What has that to do with him sleeping with me? Even if he's a prophet, it's just one gift that he has. It doesn't mean that gift has destroyed his ability to sleep with a woman.
One of the most effective tactics to get away with crime, especially in Nigeria, commit all the atrocities and then come back, give people bags of Indomie, give people meal, give people cooking oil. You will be pardoned. That's why we have the likes of Jeremiah Omoto still at large. That's why we have the likes of Chibuzo Chinyere still at large. These are men who have abused countless young, underaged girls. But the law has not yet caught up with them. Because the court of public opinion will always come in their defense. No, they do charity. No, they are philanthropic. They are helping the needy. I do not know who turned our people into a bunch of beggars who are forever living at the mercy of criminals. It's sad, my people. It's very sad. Continue listening to Emmanuel Makandiwa.
If those women that you saw in the documentary, if they were really abused, if TB Joshua really slept with them, what are you going to learn from that? I'll show you what you need to learn. If it is true that he slept with them, this is the lesson for any of the victims. Either you are currently a victim or you are to become a victim in the hands of another man of God. This is the lesson. The attacks that you have watched, how the victims have been attacked, having been victimized by one man of God. And all of us men of God, we come out to defend our own. It's a sign that there is no hope for you. If you are to make a mistake of giving in and you give a man of God access and he sleeps with you, with the hope that you will threaten, with the hope that you will report the matter to the police, with the hope that you will do a documentary, this is a lesson to be learned.
You see, this one is really hitting the nail right on the head. If you're going to look at all the prophets that were defending or that are still defending TB Joshua, are the same prophets that have been accused of the same atrocities that TB Joshua is being accused of. They are not really doing it for TB Joshua. They are doing it for themselves because they know they are as dirty as Joshua himself.
You'll come out and you'll narrate your story and you know what people are going to demand. Evidence. It's a lesson that you need to learn before you get abused. We will demand that you show us a video. So according to us, we're expecting you to carry a camera on your shoulder and you set it over there and you get it. When people are saying, give us evidence, you will have people, listen to me, the next victim. If people say to you, we need evidence, even before you show them evidence, ask them, what do you consider to be evidence? You'll be shocked. Because you can bring out overwhelming evidence and people can still refute. They can still deny it. You'll be the only person who believes your story. So what's the advice? You better stay away. Now that you have seen how others have suffered in the hands of their own people, their own brothers, their own sisters, having been victimized, if they are really victims, it's a lesson to be learned. There is no place that you can go to. The only defense that you have, it cannot be the police. It cannot be a documentary. It cannot be an exposure. It cannot be a live broadcast of any sort. Forget it. Lessons to be learned from this is that I would rather not allow a man of God to touch me.
You know, for all the accusations we can lay against this particular charlatan called Emmanuel Makandiwa, immorality and promiscuity aren't one of them. In the entire country called Zimbabwe, he is probably the only prophet who knows how to keep his zip zipped. The rest, they are scavengers. So I would say he's qualified to address this particular subject of immorality because he's not much of a loose zip kind of a prophet. as you all know them.
The closest people to you will come after you. In that same church, when you come out and you say that the man of God slept with me, there are also women in that church that the man of God has never slept with. They will come after you. 70-year-old women in that church, they will tell you, I've been in this church for 20 years. How come he never tried to sleep with me? They think if a man of God is sleeping with women, he has to sleep with every woman in that church. The mode of operation of an abuser is to spare the bigger chunk, 3/4 of your audience. You don't touch them, so that they rise up for you. In the case, a quarter that you have abused will start to speak out.
You know, the most annoying thing is to be in agreement with the bomboclat, especially this particular one from Zimbabwe. Imagine being in my shoes, having to side with someone who owes you. Just imagine how difficult that is. This bomboclat owes me a lot of money, and I'm right here agreeing with everything that he is saying. You know, when facts are being spoken, you have to put sentiment aside. I just had to swallow my my anger and agree with him. But, putting all that aside, he has broken this whole scenario down to a level that even those that are siding with TB Joshua, no matter how stubborn they are, they should learn something. They should extract some gold nuggets. The victims are being left alone. They continue being victimized. We still have moguls that are saying, no, you touch not the anointed. He was philanthropic. He preached the message of love. Yet there are people that are crying that he raped us. He did this to us. He violated our rights. He dehumanized us. No, you're lying about him. You're making all this up. Were you there? Have you ever been in one of those TB Joshua's secret rooms? You have not. But you're very loud. No, touch. No, our Papa is A-A-E-R. You know nothing. The only time you have seen TB Joshua is on your TV screen or on that cheap phone that you're using. But you keep defending him. Well, Makandiwa, I'm not your big fan at all, but you're spot on, my guy. Spot on. And to you, my victims, and future victims, because this cycle, it will keep going. There is someone as we speak who is sleeping with a charlatan. There is someone as we speak who is being lied to by a charlatan. Tomorrow it will be their turn. Take notes. Be careful. We're tired of hearing you coming out saying, oh, the charlatan did this. We have been talking about them here. You will be defending them. So when they come and ravage you and... And to be honest with you, I'm no longer sympathetic about victims of these people. Never. I will never be. We just talk about them simply because we want to awaken those who might fall victim. But I'm never going to be. Because we've been telling them, we keep telling them. But they don't listen. They are the very same ones who will be cursing us in the comments. So whatever comes their way, let it come. But for these particular ones of TB Joshua, I'm sure during that era, the exposures had not yet begun. During that era, everyone was just gullible. Of course, excluding people like me. I've never been gullible to these con men. That particular era, the majority of you were so blindfolded. You were falling for all their gimmicks and all their tricks. But the age of the Enlightenment is upon us. It must not happen, and it shall not happen again. We hope so. But if you decide to keep following them, don't ever come crying to us thinking that we'll feel sorry for you. Yes, we'll talk about it, but not because we are sympathizing with you. We'll just be talking about it as we are doing right now. So, my people, tell me what you think about what Makandiwa said concerning the victims. He said quite a lot of things. I don't know if I should break down each and every aspect of his lessons from the TB Joshua and the BBC documentary. But it's not easy for me, like I told you. The bomboclat owes me, and me coming to agree with him is not easy. But I'll try. Till I meet you again on the next episode of the Latimer series, it's Mr. PDT. Get about.